When we engage and ask questions, what's that look? Why did you do that with your friend? What's going on there? We're helping show the disintegration so that we can become able to point it out and help them integrate. And that's the goal. See, everything around these broken human beings that we want our children to be around helps us enable them to live in God's world as better human beings, knowing they've been forgiven by Jesus, empowered to have these relationships, and now you've got the parents who can help you do it. And so what we want to do is ask these kind of questions. Engage in what's that look? Why'd you say it? What's that tone of voice mean? I'm confused because sometimes they don't even know they're doing it. And if you can get to the honest answer, you help them become aware of why they're acting the way they are. You can do this with young ones all the way up. Little ones, it's a little different. We'll get into that in a second because then we want to make them aware of their issues too, though. Or you want to help be aware of their issues, and you want to make them aware of their issues. What do I mean by issues? First and foremost, issues are every time you engage with a human being, okay? That's an issue because you're going to run into something. And so you're at school, and you get a bad grade, or this guy said something, and now your child comes home, and they're just really upset, or they're sad, or they had a bad interaction, and so that's an issue. First, you want to just remind your kids, and you remind yourself, everybody's got issues. You're not unique. Amen? We're fallen, we're messed up. Everybody's got issues. Okay, good. Now you begin to move forward. You begin to engage and ask questions like, hey, I want you to be able to tell me what happened. Create that safe environment. And that means a couple of things. You're going to not comment and you're not going to correct. You're going to connect. There will be a moment for correction. There will be a moment for comment, but not when they're expressing what happened. Not when they're telling you how their friend said that sweater was ugly and then walked away and they're like, oh, I'm ugly. And I just picked this one out and I thought it was pretty and did it. And you're like, come here. That sucks when people are mean like that. Oh, it must make you feel so embarrassed, right? That's where we want to go. Connect, listen. As James tells us, know this, my beloved brothers, let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, even as parents, and definitely slow to anger. Oh man, we're ready. You're not ugly. That sweater's fine. That person's an idiot. Whatever, right? That doesn't help. Connect first. Find out the issue. Give compassion. I love this verse, Psalm 103:13. As the Father shows compassion to his children, so the Lord shows compassion to those who fear him. That convicted me because I'm like, oh, God's modeling himself after a good father. Maybe I should model myself after God then. Maybe we as parents ought to be compassionate to our children, meaning listening and sensing where they're at, engaging with the issue before trying to solve the issue so that we, one, show we're with them. It helps them in a couple of ways. And so let me give you some steps on how to do that. Number one, you become their emotional coach. Help them own their own emotions. And right now, some of you men are going to tune me out. Because check this out. Step one, literally, is be aware of your children's emotions. Be aware of them. Know what they are. If your kid's coming at you hot, you're like, dude, you are angry. But no. If your kid's coming at you sad, man, we want to first be aware of the emotions, and then you want to connect with the emotion. You don't run from it. I mean, how many of us are like literally running from our kids' emotions? We hear our kids pull up. You see them, how they slam the door. You're like, quick, to the bedroom. Let's pretend we're doing something else. I don't want to deal with this right now. If you haven't gotten there, you will. But the point is, it's tough. Parenting's hard because you got to go into the fire. And men, if you've been told it's bad to have emotions, if you're sitting here right now going, oh my gosh, you're going to tell me I didn't know my emotions? We're going to be emotional people. You should check yourself right now and go get some therapy. It is a very clear disintegration and brokenness in your soul. And as your pastor, I'm going to warn you, it leads to horrific parenting, horrific marriages, and horrific situations in your life. Ladies, same thing. A disintegrated soul will ignore their own emotions because they're so scared at this point, it's somewhere as a child, to feel their emotions because you were told, hey, you're a sissy. What, you cry, baby? What's wrong with you? And at the core of many men and women's lives is a disintegration from your own soul to feel and be okay that God designed your emotions, folks. If you can sit through a worship service and not be moved by the music and the thoughts within the service, go get help. It is not good that our souls be disintegrated like that. And so that's just a challenge, because you're not going to be able to help your kiddos. You want to connect with their emotion, and then you want to listen to your child with respect. You don't solve or shut down that emotion. You listen. This is called emotional coaching. So what you then do is when say your child comes at you, they're falling apart crying, and you're just like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my life, right? You're going to think that. Just be honest. You're going to be like, I cannot believe they're crying about this. Oh my gosh, it's just a Lego. It's just a Lego. Your brother didn't even mean to break it. Can you tell I've done this? I have 4 kids, guys, so this is like routine. And you stop and you go, you have to name the emotion for them. They don't know what the emotion is. Heck, I didn't know what the emotions were. You might need to literally go get like an emoji or emotion wheel to help you out. I'm dead serious. You can put them on your refrigerator and just go, which one are you right now? And you'll watch as children become more and more adroit, more and more capable of indicating what emotion they feel. You become more capable of indicating your emotions. And suddenly you're like, oh, I'm actually not angry. I always feel angry, but I'm actually sad. Oh, I'm actually just worried. Oh, I'm just scared. Wait a minute. I'm not just, you name it. So your children comes at you crying, you say, I can tell you're really sad. You're really distraught. I'm not sad, but you're crying. I'm angry. Oh, did you know some people cry because they're angry? Some people cry because they're sad. Some people cry because they're happy. Okay. I don't know my emotions that well. I've already told you that. So that's cool. But you want to be able to engage, name it, and then aim them at a good solution for that emotion. And then you coach them on how to take their emotions, integrate their emotions, and live in an appropriate manner in God's world with God's people. Hey, thanks for watching, and if you enjoy the content that you're seeing, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring that church bell there at the bottom so that you can get notified when new content appears, when we have a live service that's going on. And if you like the messages and you want to go further, we have a podcast called The Rabbit Trail, in which we pick up things we didn't discuss in the sermon, or we follow the questions of people wherever those rabbits lead us. And so if you're interested in that, down in the description is a link, and you can join us right there.